Hello, everyone, and welcome to Across the Great Iron. And it's week 7 in the NFL, and the Cowboys are on a bye. Thank goodness for that, because last week was real. Got blown out by the Lions. Um, it was really terrible performance. But let's hope they're not taking selfies and having parties and fixing their issues because they've got the 49ers coming up and that could be bloody. But anyway, I'm not talking about the Dallas Cowboys today. I am talking about the other games that are up in week 7, and I am going to Wembley today to go watch the Patriots take on the Jags. And I don't know what to make of this game. When the fixtures came out, you thought maybe the Jags would be, a rolling team. They always seem to do well in London, but they got absolutely shellacked by the Bears last week, and I was there, to watch that game. And they're starting Drake May, starting for the Patriots. So maybe there's a chance that Jacksonville Jaguars might do something in this game. I haven't seen much of them. They're two teams under a lot of pressure. I don't know how much pressure the Patriots have, because I think the Patriots are going through a rebuild, after years and years and years of success. So I think they've got credit in the bank, nobody's really expecting them to be decent this season. But the Jags, I think, they everyone kind of expects them to be competing, but it doesn't seem like they are gonna be competing this season. And Trevor Lawrence is not looking good, but I'll get to watch him again in the flesh. And let's see. I kind of edge towards the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one, but I won't be surprised if the Patriots pull out one in this game. So we'll see how that goes. Other games, you've got the Bills versus the Titans, I believe. And hey, let's just make sure that that's right, because I think I did see that. That was the Bills versus the Titans. Um, yes, Titans without Derrick Henry. He's over in Ravens. Absolutely mauling people all over the place. Bills, just suffered a loss. Yeah, I think this will be a bounce back game for the Bills. I'm urging towards Josh Allen on this one. I think if the Bills can run the ball, they've just acquired Amari Cooper, who I absolutely loved. Gutted he left the Cowboys. That dude can run routes. That dude is relentless. And I see Josh Allen the same way I see Dak Prescott. I know everyone kind of thinks that Josh Allen is so much better. I just think that they're very similar quarterbacks. They are, in my view, and I think Amari Cooper would do the same thing that he did for Dak Prescott when he went in. When you can throw the ball, to someone that that's gonna be at the spot where you expect him to be, and that's the thing about running routes, right? I've never played in the NFL, but I've watched enough NFL. When you see the route runners, the Devante Adams, the guys, Justin Jefferson, they can really run routes. That the quarterback is throwing the ball even when the player hasn't even gotten there. I think Amari Cooper is that guy, so he's going to help Josh Allen. So I think the Bills win this one against the Titans and keep it moving. The other game that we've got, Lions versus the Vikings, right? I want to talk smack about the Lions, not the Vikings. I want to talk smack about the Lions because we got that shellacking as Dallas Cowboys. But Vikings, you gotta do one. Gotta do one for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't even know why I'm even saying that, right? There's a lot of beef that is going on here. I'm still bitter. I'm still bitter after that game. But hey, listen, Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold, they look like something that was created out of some outer space, right? Sam Darnold's just looking, ridiculous, right? And I don't know about emotional letdowns in games. I don't think that Dan Campbell is going to let the Lions have a letdown after that game against the Cowboys, but I feel like they gave so much in that Dallas game. They were showing all kinds of trick plays. They must have a bag full of them, because if you're throwing stuff to the linesman, and all of that, all that petty stuff that they were doing. Yeah, I'm bitter. All that petty stuff that they were doing. But hey, I hope they get a shellacking, from the Vikings. This game, I kind of, this team are divisional opponents, so they tend to play themselves very hard. So I don't know if I will get my wish. But I'm just gonna go with the Vikings in this one. I'm just gonna say the Lions, come down to earth. After ascending to the zenith, beating the Cowboys silly, and they come back, because division games are tough, right? I don't care how well one team is doing, but when you play another game in your division, it's close, right? Because they know each other, they're built. Teams build for their division, right? They build to stop opponents in their division, because to get to the playoffs, you got to win your division, right? So there's no point, prepping for a Mahomes or Josh Allen or the 49ers and all of that. At the end of the day, if you win your division, you might have a say, potentially whether you play those teams or not, because those teams are probably going to win their division as well. Which, sometimes, I'm not as down when the Cowboys get blown out by a team outside of their division, because you need to wait for all the different circumstances to meet up, for you to be able to meet that team again. So I'm gonna go with the Lions in this one, to sneak that one. Then a division game, for us in the NFC East, which is the Eagles versus Giants, and I don't like the Eagles. I know I don't like the Eagles. I have predicted them to win games. Sometimes I do want to be objective, and this is one of them that I will predict them to win. The Eagles are playing the Giants. The Giants, they can be competitive, and the Eagles are prone to some silly errors. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts, but I believe in what they have. AJ Brown is that guy. And listen, with AJ Brown, playing in that offense, they have the potential to take the top off, and go score points, So as long as Jalen Hurts doesn't fumble or throw interceptions, I think the Eagles win this game. And they've got a pretty good record against the Giants as well. So I take the Eagles in this one quite painfully to win that game. Other interesting games. Let's see. Bengals and Browns. It's not much to be said about that game. I expect Bengals to win. The Browns are sorry. Really, really sorry. Dolphins, I hear that Tua started practicing again. Dolphins play the Colts. I don't believe in the Dolphins until Tua gets back. So I'm going to lean to the Colts, to win this game. What's the other one? Is the Chiefs, of course. The Chiefs and the 49ers. Two big teams, right? Chiefs have been winning. They have been winning. As much as I can say, because I don't think Patrick Mahomes is playing very well. I think he's got 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, something like that. But 49ers are without the Avengers, right? And they don't always look very good when they don't have everyone there. Christian McCaffrey, it is this kind of game that you want Christian McCaffrey, because you want to keep the ball away from Patrick Mahomes. But when you don't have a running game against the Chiefs, you're going to struggle, because they're going to keep it close. And, Patrick Mahomes will do one thing that Patrick Mahomes always does and gets the win. It could be a 17-10, game. It could be a 10-6 game. It can just be one of those kind of games that the Chiefs find a way to win. And I look at this game and I see the same, right? The 49ers haven't looked the same. Brock Purdy hasn't necessarily looked the same. I know that Deebo Samuel, I know that, what's the other guy? Kittle, is there. I know that Brendan Ayuk, is real, and he makes ridiculous plays and probably helps Brock Purdy a lot. but I can't bet against the Chiefs. I can't bet against the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs to win this one, a close one, as well. Let me see one more game, that I want to talk about. Panthers and Commanders. Worried about the Commanders. Absolutely worried about the Commanders. Their fixture stacking up very nicely for them. They play the Panthers, who are not very good. And yeah, I think the Commanders win this one. I really do. Jaden Daniels looks very good. Brian Robinson, I don't know if he's going to be playing. I think he didn't play last game. But I just think, the defense looks good for the Commanders. Dan Quinn is going there. You can already see his handprint, on the team. They're already competitive. They're already physical. Some of the things that have gone out of the Cowboys, with Dan Quinn leaving, they've lost a bit of that physicality. They've lost that bit of smacking people in the mouth, right? Especially in the defense. And I see the Commanders, this could be a blowout, right? Because the Commanders went toe for toe with the Ravens, and the Ravens just superior quality, just edge that. Panthers are no match for the Commanders, in my book. So I see the Commanders winning this one. Well, that's it. I've got to get ready, got to catch the train, get up to Wembley. But wanted to just quickly, do my thoughts for week 7. And, thank you all for liking and subscribing on the channel. I appreciate all the comments that are being put in there. So hit that notification bell, put something down in the comments, below. Let me know what you think about this week. And don't forget, to subscribe, to the channel as well. And I will see you guys all in the next one.